Hello, welcome to the penultimate Sewmas video. I think because the neckline is too wide and the fabric is stiff, it stands up. Not to say show up to a wedding that says formal or cocktail attire in like jeans and a t-shirt. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Sewmas, where I'm doing 12 days of holiday DIYs and sewing projects. In today's Sewmas video, I'm doing a New Year's Eve dress that I think would be great for a cocktail or formal event or just like a nice restaurant or something. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on my social medias, and let's get into it. Hello, welcome to the penultimate Sewmas video. And in today's Sewmas video, I'm doing a New Year's Eve outfit. So this is one that I always do for Sewmas. And I'm making a dress, but there's a relative, hopefully future function for it. So I went to a wedding like a month or two ago. I've been to a lot of weddings this year, but I went to one as a plus one with my boyfriend, and I had wanted to make this dress for that one, but I was like, oh, I just feel like it'd be a lot, and I wanted to wear the Valentine's Day dress that I made earlier this year. So I'll put a little video up of that. But I liked the idea of this dress because I feel like sometimes I'm trying to like build out my wardrobe where I feel like I have the things I need. And so the idea for this is it's more of a cocktail dress, but hopefully something that could be worn to either cocktail or formal weddings in the future or just nice events. And I thought that it would be perfect for New Year's Eve. So that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to show the design in a second. I do have a little bit of a hot take because I said I hope this could be something that I could wear to either like a cocktail or a formal wedding. I sometimes feel like we are a little too strict about needing to meet the dress code in a sense, and there's a subreddit that I really like called Wedding Tire Approval or something. And I like it because sometimes people just find some really cool like dresses and stuff in there, but a lot of times people don't dress exactly to the dress code, and there's a whole debate about sometimes people having weddings that are dress codes that maybe they shouldn't be. Like a lot of people try to do black tie, but it's like if you're doing a black tie wedding, you need to also have like XYZ elements. This is not to say show up to a wedding that says formal or cocktail attire in like jeans and a t-shirt, but like I think it's okay more often than not to wear like a cocktail dress. I mean, technically it is because I looked into it, but like a cocktail dress to a formal thing. And I think that like trying to fit the dress code is good. But I guess maybe my question for anyone watching who has had a wedding is like, do you remember every single person who was not dressed exactly to the dress code, barring things that are like that feel really egregious, like sandals if you're a guy, or sneakers, more so sneakers if you're, I mean, anyone, I guess. But like sneakers or I don't know, just there's some things. So all that to say, I guess my hot take, I don't know if it's actually a hot take, is that I think you can wear cocktail to formal events pretty fine. Like the wedding that I went to, I think last month or so, there were some people, the dress code was formal. I feel like the Valentine's Day dress is more akin to cocktail. And I don't know, I feel like the material and stuff that I used and like the sleeve kind of makes it feel more like it can fit into cocktail. So I guess also give your opinion on that if you agree or you don't. But there were like some people wearing like jeans or just more casual outfits. And I'm like, it's just interesting that like, I feel like sometimes I see people where it's like, I have to go buy this thing to fit exactly. And I'm like, do you really have to? So all of that to say, New Year's Eve dress, hoping that it has a use for cocktail formal-esque events in the future, but this is the design. So I'm thinking something that's more turtleneck, high neck, because I have done a lot of low cut things and I want a little change. And then I don't know if you can hear Blaze going crazy in the background, but a ruffle for the sleeve to give like just a little, yeah, and then I'll probably do darts and then a slit with a, I don't know what the name of the skirt is. It's not A-line because A-line goes out more. But yeah, just kind of like a straight down skirt. I also, because the neck is going to be so high, my fabric I think has a little bit of stretch, but I will have to do zipper. So hence why that's drawn in. But yeah, so I'm going to get ready and start on the pattern. So I was hoping to like roughly, I mean not roughly, but like modify the pattern for the Valentine's Day dress because I didn't want to have to like draft a pattern fully, and I don't have updated pattern like bodice blocks. I don't know where that pattern is, and I searched. So I took a lot of measurements. I'm not going to make a bodice block right now, but I am going to draft the pattern fully, and then from there I will cut out the fabric, and I will probably baste the top first before actually sewing stuff. So I cut out the pattern and the pieces. So I'm gonna baste the top. So I marked the seam allowance for the back because I did a 5/8 seam allowance, which is standard, but I never do a 5/8 seam allowance. I do closer to like a centimeter or half an inch because that's what lines up with the foot of my sewing machine, and it is just for me easier to track. And because I do the same seam allowance on most things, it works out for me. And I also, when I do my own patterns, I add in about half an inch. I don't do 5/8. Anyways, I did 5/8 because I'm gonna need to add in a zipper, and I want to do the, I don't know if this is like the method for an invisible zipper where you sew the seam together, press it open, sew the zipper in, and then seam rip that out. And I just wanted to make sure I had enough. So I marked that and pinned, and I also marked the darts. So I'm nervous but optimistic about my pattern because I measured and I tried to make sure things would line up, and I think that they should roughly, I don't know, like when I did the top, I added seam allowance in the dart, but then I was like, I'm not cutting out the dart, so I don't need seam allowance. So that's why when I actually cut it out, it was less than what I originally did. So I don't know, fingers crossed that after I baste it, it looks decent and doesn't need that many alterations. And then after that, I will start sewing. But yeah. Okay, so after basting, I made a few changes. I cut the armhole a little wider because there was a lot of extra, it just went down a little far, and so it was a little like bunchy fabric-wise, which then meant I had to do a dart at the armhole. So I drew that on. I also had to shorten these darts. I had to shorten them, but also they were just a little high in general with where they should end. I kind of went back and forth on if I should do a zipper and if I should do the like turtleneck-esque instead of a binding, because I have an affinity for boat necks in a way. I just always end up drafting like a larger neckline, and I feel like that might look a little weird with the turtleneck, but I don't know yet on that one. But yeah, but I think I do want to do a zipper because even though it's stretchy and I could get it over my head, I just thought that it would be nice to have that option still. So I'm going to start by sewing the darts, and then I will sew the shoulder seams and like the back shoulder and side seams, and then but keep the back open, and then I'll probably baste the like turtleneck-esque, see how I feel about that, and if I like it, I will sew that on, and then I would sew up the back to put in the zipper, and if not, I would do the binding and then sew up the back to do the zipper. So yeah. Okay, lighting in my room's bad. This is what it looks like with the like turtleneck-esque. So I think because the neckline is too wide and the fabric is stiff, it stands up. So I like it in theory, but I feel like this would just look a little funny. So I'm just gonna do a binding to finish the neckline, and then I'm gonna put the zipper in. Also, the zipper is way too long for this, and I don't want it to go into the skirt because I'm not doing like a back seam on the skirt, so I'm just gonna shorten it at some point. But yeah. Okay, I have sewed the dress. I didn't know if I wanted to do the slit because I was like, oh, maybe it'll be fine without it. It's a little more modest than I would like with the slit. Um, and I think that I will just like it better with the slit, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that is I'm going to mark how high up I want it to be, and then I'm going to pin a facing, so just like a strip of fabric to the right side, and I'm going to draw a triangle, and then I will cut out the slit, flip it to the wrong side, iron or like press up the facing and then press it under too. I also what I'm thinking, so this fabric is a little thick once it's folded on itself, and so I don't want to have the facing go all the way to the bottom and then also have to hem that up. So I think my sewing machine is gonna be a little unhappy. So what I'm gonna do is leave like an inch off of the facing, so that way when I fold up the hem, they should kind of like just line up. And I also think I'm gonna, when I sew the facing down, I'm also gonna sew the hem at the same time, so it's just like one continuous thing. And then after that, the dress is done. Thanks for watching. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias. I can't wait to wear this to a nice event. I don't have any weddings on the horizon yet for the next year, but just even a nice restaurant or something. So, yeah, I do think that there's some bunchiness in the back, but I really need to just make a pattern block and fit it using, I think, actually this book. I need to just make a top block and go through that again because I did one a few years ago. Actually, like 5 years ago now. So, yeah, so that is probably something that you can look forward to soon. But if you made it this far, comment down below your either if you had a wedding, the dress code that you did and why, and if you plan to have a wedding one day, what dress code you would want to do. And stay tuned for the last Sewmas video. Until next time, bye guys.